Okay, so Mark decided he was more than willing to do the drive to the large Costco business center. And I said, sure, let's go. There was something that he specifically wanted, but I decided that I definitely wanted to get bulk bag of carrots, and I do have a 25-pound bag. I'm going to see how that goes before I get any more. But that is going to be all dehydrated, so that's quite the job. And I have tested using my potato chip cutter with it, and it is a little bit on the hard side, so I think we're just going to do carrot coins. And I mean, that's what they look like, but it is quite the job to do that. And I was thinking of just getting little squares, but by the time you dehydrate them, they'd be probably too tiny anyway. So I'm just going to do carrot coins and dehydrate this whole bag and see where it goes from there. I'd also like to do this quantity in celery and perhaps a few other things. Now, I understand there is going to be a shortage of all kinds of things, and sugar was one of them. And Costco did have a limit on the larger bags of sugar, not this size. But I thought I had enough sugar, but considering that there is going to be a potential shortage, I picked up another 2 bags, and this is the larger size. And I am going to put them in vacuum sealed bags, but I'm not going to vacuum it. I'm just going to put it in the bag so that the loose sugar bits don't fall out of these bags. They're sealed, but you always get a few grains that fall out. Anyway, so yeah, and I'm not going to open these bags. I'm just going to put the whole thing in a vacuum bag and just seal the bag itself, but not vacuum it, is what I was saying. So, also did get a number of other things like eggs and cream and some risotto, which is, it's an Italian rice, and it's extremely expensive. And I've never bought it just because it is a labor-intensive rice to cook up. I believe you have to stir it up the whole time. You can't just leave it and let it cook. And picked up some extra oil, and quite a bit of oil actually, because I was using the oil I had in stock to make soap. And it looks like I still have to use some more of my stock for soap, and I have no idea what the price of oil is doing, but I know those bottles I bought for just under $6, and the last time I saw them they were close to 10. So I wanted to be able to pick up some oil while I was at Costco as well. So that's my job, and we'll see where it goes. Okay, well, I have started the process of cutting my carrots, and yes, they do have to be blanched. So I've got some water on, and I'm going to put this, as soon as that comes to a boil, I'm going to put this lot in there, and we are going to start the process of dehydrating a huge amount of carrots. And I have no idea how long this is going to take, but that is my current occupation at this point. And yes, I keep hearing that apparently now the world is becoming aware that there could be issues with food. And yeah, you see how hard these carrots are? They're just a little bit too hard to even put through that potato chipper. So, much as I would have liked the slices, I think that carrot coins will actually work. And more and more people are becoming aware. Whether or not they're doing anything about it is another story. You know, we don't know. So anyway, I think I've got enough there for the first batch to process, at least to blanch. And yes, all root crops have to be blanched if you're going to dehydrate for a number of reasons. It helps to keep the color, and it also will help when you go to rehydrate them. They'll rehydrate a whole lot better. So yeah, there is my water now, boiling. Okay, so the first batch is completed being blanched, and I put them under cold water to stop the cooking process. And now I'm just going to put the first batch on the dehydrator trays. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to make per tray, so this is my first attempt here. And looking good. And because these are fairly thick, they're not really tiny, I did blanch them for approximately 6 to 7 minutes. If you were going to cut them thinner, perhaps you don't need to blanch as long. But I'm not unhappy with the size. Okay, tray number 1 is full. Yahoo! Getting there. Okay, so this is going to take about a tray and a half, I think. And, okay, no, that's the right way. All right. And just spread them one layer evenly. Yep, so about a tray and a half for this lot. Now I could blanch in larger batches, and I may do that in the future, but this one, I wanted to get an idea how many I could do. So, all right, here we are. Second one is all cut up and ready to be blanched, and I suspect that these are going to be taking about 8 to 12 hours to dry, maybe a little longer, so I will check on them after that amount of time. And considering it's 2 in the afternoon, at least 10 o'clock, midnight, and probably overnight. Okay, the second batch is been blanched and it's ready to go on the trays. And here I've got my sticks, my carrot sticks. So I've got a third batch on the go, or they're already ready to be blanched, and I don't know if I'll make a fourth one. Just now I want to wait and see if I have enough trays. I suspect that the 3 will be more than adequate for the trays that I have. So just get these ready, and then we'll put them on the dehydrator, and then tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, we will take a look and see how they performed, how well they dried. I suspect there shouldn't be an issue. And then it would be just a matter of sealing them in jars and putting them in storage. This is storage food. This is not meant to be eaten right away. It is meant to store. So that is my plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. I'll always try to eat fresh when I can. And I believe if these are stored properly, they'll last at least 15 years, 10 years. So we'll store them in a way that they should last. And they can certainly be used in soups and stews all the time. And we'll just have to see what the future brings. But this is my emergency stash, not my everyday food prep. So, may have too many on this tray. And yes, I guess if you have a freeze dryer, you can freeze dry them as well. It is apparent, though, that the world is becoming aware of the fact that there could be food shortages, and probably because of that even becoming more apparent that if you understand that you should be doing something to prepare now while there's still plenty available. Okay, I think that's it for that tray. And yes, it's more than likely that we will not be able to do, I have 2 trays left. And I suspect that batch is a little larger than the other ones, so I suspect that that should be all I can do for today. And I certainly will not peel or prepare anymore until these are done. Great, okay. Well, I still got a lot of carrots to go, and I expect I'm going to do at least another 2 or 3, or maybe even more than that, dehydrating trays. But if I stay on top of it, I should get it done fairly quickly. And the carrots look good right now, and we don't want to let them deteriorate at all before we get to them. Okay, so this is the end result of my carrots, the first batch. Little dried pellets here. So I'm going to continue doing all these carrots until they are done. And the strips came out looking like this. So I think I prefer the carrot coins for storage anyway. Okay, that's it. Lots of work ahead of me again, and actually it's going a lot quicker than the 50 pounds of potatoes, but then it's only 25 pounds of carrots. This is Tony from her Homestead Skills. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.